I'm Joel Hamilton, and this is Studio G, Brooklyn. We're in room A. I primarily mix in this room. I think every single time I've mixed a record in the last 5 years, literally every single time I've mixed a record, the Mpressor's in use. Most likely as a parallel drum bus compressor. So I first heard about the Mpressor kind of on the floor at AES here in New York City. And I was walking around with Michael Brower, who I just have the utmost respect for his work and kind of his opinions on gear in general. He knows what a good box is, for sure. And we basically had a foot race over to the Elysia booth to see who could put in their order. And I think he got maybe the first one in the country, and maybe I got the second. I was just blown away immediately by the sonics, by the flexibility, but by how extreme you could get with it. It wasn't safe. You could really destroy a drum beat with the thing, or get it to sound like it's moving in reverse, or you can use it reasonably and get a vocal to just really punch through. And the fidelity that I wanted in a main vocal is there, or the gritty punch of a classic drum bus compressor. When I first swapped out what I'd been using on a parallel drum bus to the Mpressor, I was amazed at how much I could bring things forward without getting the cymbals to pump, without hearing the cymbals pumping like crazy. And that's a huge difference in the way my mixes started coming out. I started to be able to pull the close mics really up close to the listener and really get things punching through without then making the overheads bounce so much that it just reveals my compression. I think that's the biggest difference that the Mpressor has made. Also, as far as vocal tracking. One of the things that really got me, what really sold me on the Mpressor, was the gain reduction limit knob. And so I can get a really, really strong reaction from the thing by setting the threshold and the ratio. But then I can limit that reaction to a particular range. And that really sets apart what the Mpressor will do on a drum bus from the things that I had used before. That was the function and the knob itself. Just seeing that knob was available to me let me know that someone was thinking differently about how a compressor should work. Just past the paradigm we're in now with compression. Just light years ahead of any other compressor that I own. There's cool vintage stuff that I use, and then the Mpressor is like it's from the future. It's a new spin on what compressors can do or how they should work. On the Pretty Lights record, A Color Map of the Sun, I would use an Elysia on a lot of the low-end outputs coming out to an analog console. I would wind up with just a low ratio bus compression type of setting, handling the output of lots of low end coming out to the console while I was mixing. I found that my workflow changed with being able to run an Elysia on all of these auxes. Rather than having one parallel bus for a bunch of channels, I had a stereo Mpressor for every stem, every single grouping of low-end synths, horns, things like that, because it's so fast. The auto fast function is so fast and low ratio. It's, you know, I could just grab that leading edge that makes things sound Pro Tools-y to me and really kind of round off that leading edge, much like I use the envelope for in the analog domain. There's a lot of designs out there from Ruben, the guy who designed it, that are amazing. I love the envelope. I like a lot of the Elysia stuff. The Alpha Compressor plugin, I just used it on a project with Dub Trio, some Michelle Indegicello remixes. I feel like it's a forward-thinking company with cool people behind it, and that, you know, it's good people making good gear.